If you're someone who wants to become a speaker, someone who wants to get on stage, whether there's a college fest, a corporate event, or even just a family function, this video is for you. Or you are a student who dreams of addressing a room one day, then this is for you. Even if you are in the corporate world or you are the one who gets asked to present, host, or represent your team, then again, this video is for you. And if you're building something of your own, an entrepreneur or someone who just wants to speak with power in everyday life, even, stay with me, because the biggest speaking mistake is not a bad opening line, it's opening your mouth before you have read the room. And today I'm going to show you exactly how do I do that before I walk in and the moment I do. Every single time I'm invited to speak somewhere, I ask the organizers three things before I say yes to anything else. Number one, who's the audience, their age group? Number two, the background of the audience. Number three, what are the expectations for this session? Because the thing is that I don't speak the same way twice. Let me show you what I actually mean from my own experience. So, when I am called to speak to young students, the brief is usually very clear. They want them to be inspired by the fact that the speaker is a woman and an army officer. And the moment students hear that a former army officer is coming, usually their expectations shoot up. So they are expecting high energy, punch, motivation. So I match that. I bring the energy really, really high because that's what the room is asking for. But when I run my entrepreneur workshops, it's a completely different room. There are young business minds who want to know how to actually start something of their own. So, there, I'm not leading with motivation first energy. I'm applying my military leadership experiences alongside my own journey as an entrepreneur. And it's more structured and more strategic. But when I address women, especially mothers, women in their 40s, just like me, who are figuring out how to build or rebuild a career, that's a third energy entirely. The room needs more empathy first and practical steps second. You cannot walk into that room with the same punch you would bring to a college auditorium. So it's literally the same speaker, same core message about power and communication, but three completely different deliveries because I often say that good speakers are also good actors as they can act as per the energy of different audiences. So if you are someone who wants to speak, make sure that you read the room and match the energy of your audience. Now, let's say you're actually in a room or on the stage presenting. So what I do is that before I even say a single word, I always pause. I don't walk straight to the mic. I literally take few seconds and I do a gaze and I call it the triangle method. So I start on my left, then I move to the center, then I move to the right, then I look at the last row and gaze around the whole audience. Now, let me tell you about one particularly funny talk which I conveyed. So, I walked into this auditorium, I did my gaze, and what I saw was that the first few rows were completely empty. Like just the head of the institution, the principal, and a couple of students were sitting in that front row. And everyone else, like the entire crowd, was clustered right at the back. Now, in a room like that, what a smart speaker would do. So, what I did was, I didn't call out and didn't shame the backbenchers. The instinct for a lot of speakers is to say, why is everyone sitting at the back? Come, 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 move forward. No, don't do that. That will instantly kill the energy of the room, and the audience sitting at the back might get defensive and feel bad. That's like a big no no. Instead, what I did was, I went up to them. So, rather than standing at the stage and talking to an empty gap, I walked down and I physically closed myself to that distance. So if the room won't come to the stage, the speaker can go to the room. Also, one thing, you can open with something that includes them immediately, like a direct question, a bit of humor about the empty front rows, something that gets on early laugh or a reaction that tells the back row that you're not off the hook because you're far away. So that day I actually said something like this, that I see everyone's decided the back row has the best seats or what today. Trust me, I have checked the front rows. I have the exact same view as the back view. So there is no difference. And I got a big laugh just like that, and the room loosened up. So you could even make it personal. Sometimes I tell them that when I was a student, I was also a backbenchers, and when we sit at the back, तो वहाँ का मजा ही अलग होता है. There is different fun in being a backbencher. So you loosen up the backbencher. So a line like this can break the ice, and it tells the audience that you see them and you are not annoyed with them, and they then will start listening to you. So with students especially sitting at the back, it's not always disinterest. Sometimes it's shyness. What I've observed is that it's wanting to be near the exit because they want to go away and they are literally forced to attend a lecture sometimes by their school or college seniors. But anyways, what I want to say is that reading the room means noticing the pattern instead of assuming the worst about it. So use your energy as a speaker to pull them forward, not push them away. Raise your energy, use movement, use your voice to make the back of the room feel like that they are at the front. So by the time I was a few minutes in, people were leaning in even from the last row. And because I would come to them instead of demanding that they come to me. And that's the real skill which you develop with practice as a speaker. So reading the room is not just observing it, it's what you do in the next 10 seconds after you have observed it that decides whether you are in that room or you are going to lose that room. After gazing the room, I usually check at the energy in the room, whether it is buzzing and loud or it's quiet and flat, because a flat room needs you to build the energy gradually and not just crash into it. I also observe the body language of people, whether they are leaning forward, they're using their phones, because it will be very hard to work with people if they're not interested, and you have to actually match your energy accordingly and has to raise the vibe of the room slowly then, because it's that body language that will tell you how hard you have to work in the first 60 seconds of your speech. Now, there is always an anchor person who's always interested in listening to you. So, win them and you will often win the room. I'll tell you my observations about the different energies. Like, whenever I am giving a lecture to students, they're restless. And restless is not disrespect, it's a different attention span, and you have to adjust your pace with accordingly, and you have to ask questions. While a corporate room, silence is usually attentiveness, not being bored, and you have to respect them through structure and substance. That's the difference between the energy of students and sometimes the professionals you're working on, and as a speaker you must be aware about this. Now, there is something which most people don't think about, and this doesn't just apply on the stage, because it applies to how you show up online, on YouTube, on Instagram every single day. So I observed that I have a genuinely varied audience. Like, there are women who have started following me for my fitness routine, for my dressing sense, and how I train. While there are many SSB aspirants who want more content on discipline and military life, while there are some of you who are purely here for communication and confidence. And the algorithm of social media picks up on all of it and keeps recommending me to newer, different people. So even online, I'm doing the same thing. I do it on the stage, reading the room, understanding who's actually watching. And I do that via reading the comments of the people and sometimes through the analytics, because the analytics shows the age group, the countries who are following me. And accordingly, I am experimenting with different types of content and I'm trying to reach to all of the audience who is watching me right now. So the next time you're about to speak, whether in a classroom or a boardroom or a workshop or even on camera, don't lead with your words, lead with your eyes. Read the energy, read who's in front of you, and then speak. That's how you walk into any room or show up on any screen and instantly belong at the front of it. And once you realize it, and once you start following it in practice, you will automatically speak with power and you will live with power. I'll see you in the next video. If you like this video, if this added some value to your life, don't forget to like it and don't forget to subscribe to this channel called Speak with Power, where we talk daily about self-development, focusing more on the confidence part, on communication and executive presence. This is Captain Ritu Kumar Singh signing off. I'll see you in the next video. Jai Hind. Namaste.